Keir Starmer will probably be the next UK Prime Minister if things continue the way that they're going. Unless something drastic happens, then more than likely next year, 2024, there will be a UK election, more than likely in the autumn, more than likely Labour will win. Number of factors, probably the most vital one is that discontent with the way that the Conservative stroke Tories are and have been running the country. So Keir Starmer should end up as the next Prime Minister. Now, a few years ago, he was in Corbyn's cabinet. He was one of the people that backed Corbyn, and he served in Corbyn's cabinet. And then after the 2019 election, when there was a big rout, Labour elected Starmer as the next leader. And when he did that, as most of the people that are running for these elections, they come out with a bunch of promises, or in Starmer's case, pledges that he made to primarily, obviously, the Labour Party members that vote on this. And just like Moses, he came out with 10 of them. They weren't written on stone. I think like somebody did something like that in the election a couple of years ago. They weren't written on stone, but they're written on a card, a red card, obviously, and he put these pledges together. So there's been conjecture and there's been talk over the last couple of years, and it's highlighted in the last couple of weeks, that some of these pledges seem to be mutable, or possibly there's a but in. There's the pledge there, but I cannot do the pledge because of. So number 10, we'll do it from 10 to 1. So number 10 on the pledges is to oppose the Tories. Now, the Labour Party always calls them the Tories, never calls them the Conservatives, and I'll stick with what the Labour Party is using here, and I'll call them the Tories as well. So he's got to oppose the Tories. Well, you would think, well, remember, this is when he was running to be Labour leader. So maybe it's this pledge and get the welly at the election, because he would probably be the Prime Minister. So his pledge of opposing the Tories doesn't really hold water anymore. But he tends to use a lot of adjectives in these, and obviously the adjectives give it more oomph, give it a bit more effect, which is what adjectives is what they're for. So he says that it's a forensic opposition. It's going to go through forensically, you know, like Miami CSI, whatever it is, and you know, we're going to do the DNA and look in every crevice. So the other part of the pledge, because obviously a lot of these things are lumped together, is to maintain the union links. Well, that's a blatantly obvious one, because the unions supply quite a bit of the funds which go to the Labour Party. So on those ones, well, 2 ticks. Number 9, we're going up the chart, so is equality. This is, what does it mean, equality? Ask 100 people, you'll get 100 different answers as what equality means. But his version of it is to remove obstacles. he doesn't say remove obstacles. He's back with the adjectives again, and it's pulling down more forcefully anything which is in the way that limits opportunity and talent. He doesn't tell you what obstacles they are. He doesn't tell you how he's going to remove them. And he doesn't tell you, if anything, he's going to replace them with after these obstacles, assuming that these are structures or processes, and what he's going to replace them with. Doesn't tell you what opportunities. It's just a bland. Wouldn't it be nice if it was a warm day and you were sat on the beach with an ice cream? So he doesn't tell you which beach, doesn't tell you how hot it's going to be, and doesn't tell you whether it's a cornetto or 99 or just a lollipop. Doesn't tell you anything like that. So it's a nice, fuzzy, warm thing. You can't disagree with that. Who can disagree with equality? It's meaningless. Number 8, devolution of power and spreading the wealth and opportunity. This sounds basically just like it's mixed up with number 9, but he's run out of lines. He's talking about making the UK a federal system. Bearing in mind that we're halfway there already with Scotland devoluted, Wales devoluted, and Northern Ireland devoluted. However, the bulk of the people still reside in England, and England provides the bulk of the taxes. It doesn't tell you, apart from some vague federal system, maybe it might be regional, not too sure about that. He says he wants to have regional investment banks. The UK population is about 70 million. If you take the Welsh Wales, the the Northern Irish, and the Scotch out of it, you're looking maybe 5 or 6 million out of that. So just over 60 million. And you want regional investment banks. Okay. He doesn't tell you how they're going to be funded. Is it going to be government money? Is it going to be government backing? I.e., we want you to do this and we'll give you government guarantees, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure there must have been like a booklet or something which comes with this. Unfortunately, I haven't read it. I've just looked at the pledge card. The next one, and I'll clap him for this, is abolish the House of Lords. I believe in a republic. I think the House of Lords needs to go. The big thing is, do you replace it? And if so, with what? Most liberal democracies, in Britain is one of those, tend to have a second house. This is to provide some sort of balance, a counterweight, a smoothing effect, so that just because a government has a majority, it can't just ram things through the House of Parliament, not without expending some time and effort to do it. If there's only one chamber and you've got a majority, it's just a rubber stamp job. You know, we'll do that, the law, bang, there you go, it's in law. There is no examination of it, and possibly so. However, he doesn't say how they're going to get shot of them. He doesn't say if compensation is going to be given to the sitting House of Lords. Remember, there's a loss of future earnings. And remember that in the when the slave trade got disbanded, and the slave owners got compensated in the UK because you were taking the chattel's assets, slaves off a person, making them free. So they were compensated for that. So he doesn't say whether there'll be compensation for them. And I wouldn't expect it in this little pledge card. It's only 2 or 3 lines. You've got to be fair with the guy. But apparently he's starting a little committee. I'm not too sure how long you need for this. Maybe it's a half an hour or an hour would do it. But obviously a little bit more, because you've got these little tricky things like what we're going to replace it with. Is it going to be regional? Is it going to be like the Americans, where they have a Senate with 2 people? Do we have 2 people from every county? Blah, blah, blah. No matter what comes up, nobody will get universal agreement with it. There'll be a huge, huge pushback on this. A previous Labour government with old Blair, that was one of the things that gets bandied about. Same with fox hunting and a few other things. We're going to abolish the House of Lords. They tinkered with it a little bit here, a little bit there, blah, blah, blah. Much as to say, nothing significant happened. Bear in mind that there's people in the House of Lords from like the Church of England and stuff like that. They've got a season ticket in there. Also, it's the House of Lords is a method of, how can we put it? A retirement pension for people that's been in public service. So you give them a lordship or a ladyship or whatever ship it's called, and they can then rock up to the House of Lords, and I believe they get something like £300 yeah, settle down. They get about £300 a day for signing in. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to attend any meetings. They don't have to make any speeches. They don't have to do anything other than sign in the book. They also get a few other bits to help them out. There's like a canteen in there with bar discounted stuff. And they also, if they're on committees, they also get more money, which you would expect. But supposedly that would have been covered under £300 a day. Let's not get hung up on the £300 a day, because there's loads and loads of money goes spare in the government and nobody says anything about it. Do some of the people in the House of Lords do a reasonable job? Yep, of course they do. Do some of them are just hangers on and shouldn't be there? Yep. How do you get shut of them? It's going to be an uphill battle to get these people out. The barnacle encrusted on them red benches that they've got. The next one is number 7. We're going up the charts here. Workers' rights for the unions. He's saying he wants to get rid of insecure work. I'm not too sure what this encompasses. Same again, perhaps I should have read the little booklet that accompanied it. I'm just reading between the lines here. My question would be if he considers 0 hours contracts insecure work. If he does, then how is he going to possibly abolish them? Do the gig economy count as insecure work? Also, he wants to sort of get rid of low pay. Before you can get rid of low pay, you need to define what low pay is. It's another one of these, wouldn't it be nice if it was a nice warm day? Okay, what's a warm day? Some people say 60 degrees, some people say 70, some people say 80, some people use centigrade. So it would be, 20, 25, 30, whatever. You need to define what's low pay. What he's also said he's going to repeal the Trade Union Act. How and when? These are the big ones. These are just like warm, fuzzy things. If you're on low pay or if you're in an insecure job, you hear this, you go, oh, well, my job's insecure. My job's low pay. You need to define what it is. Is low pay the minimum wage? How many hours a week? Some people like 0-hour contracts, believe it or not. Some people do. Some people like gig economy work, so they can work when they want. Don't have to follow any routine.